Thank you for joining me. Today we're doing Berachos Daf Lamed Amid Beis. We're starting the new parak of Ein Omdin. Is the name of the parak. It's the fifth parak, chapter 5. Yiratam ofnecha don lahai shel leyara dvar takol al yadi. V'lo yikashel b'dvar alachav yismuchu b'chaverai v'lo omer al tamei tahor v'lo al tahor tamei v'lo yikashlu chaverai b'dvar alachav v'esmach bahem ki adonai yitin chachma b'piv das udvuna galei nai v'abita neflos metorasecha. May it be your will, Hashem, my God, that a mishap not come about through me, and may I not stumble in a matter of law and cause my colleagues to rejoice over me. And may I not say regarding something which is tamei that it is tahor, and not regarding something which is tahor that it is tamei. And may my colleagues not stumble in a matter of law, and I rejoice over them. For Hashem grants wisdom from His mouth, knowledge and understanding of God. Unveil my eyes that I may perceive wonders from your Torah. Okay. Mishnah. The Mishnah discusses the proper frame of mind with which the recitation of prayer should be approached. Ein omdim le'spala el mitoch koved rosh. One should not rise to pray the Shemona Esrei other than with an attitude of reverence. Chasidim arishonim hayu shoen shah achas u'mispalelin. The early pious ones would tarry for 1 hour and then pray. In order that they might direct their hearts to their Father in heaven. Additional laws regarding the Shemona Esrei. Even if the king inquires as to his welfare while he is engaged in a Shemona Esrei, he should not answer him. And even if a snake is coiled about his heel, one should not interrupt. Gemara. The Mishnah states that one should not rise to prayer. One should not rise to prayer other than with an attitude of reverence. The Gemara asks, Minah hani mili, from where is it in Scripture is this law derived? The Gemara answers, Amar Rabbi Lazar said, the Amar Kra, for Scripture states, V'hi moras nafesh, and she was bitter of spirit, and she prayed to Hashem. The Gemara challenges this source, Mimai, from where do you know this? Dilma Chanashani. Perhaps Hannah is different. The Havas Marira Liba Tuva, for she was exceptionally bitter at heart. This does not prove that others are obligated to pray in a similar fashion. The Gemara offers an alternative source. Ela Amar Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Chanina Mehacha. Rather, Rabbi Yossi, the son of Rabbi Chanina, said it is derived from here. Vani barov chazdecha ovo v'secha shtachave el heichal kadshecha b'yerasecha. As for me, through your abundant kindness, I will enter your house. I will prostrate myself toward your holy sanctuary in awe of you. Thus we learn that prayer must be approached with an attitude of awe. The Gemara challenges this source as well. Mimai, from where do you know this? Dilma David Shani, perhaps David, the author of this verse, was different. Dahava mitzar nafshe barachmei tuva, for he would torment himself exceedingly in beseeching mercy. The Gemara suggests an alternative source. Ella Amar Rabbi Shua ben Levi Mahalcha. Rather, Rabbi Shua ben Levi said, we derive it from here. Ishtachavu Hashem b'hadras kodesh. Prostrate yourself before Hashem in holy splendor, b'hadras kodesh. Al tikri b'hadros ela b'cherdas. Do not read b'hadros in splendor, but rather b'cherdas, in awe. 30b4. The Gemara challenges this source too. Mimai, from where do you know this? Dilma la'olam emalach hadras mamash. Perhaps, in fact, I will tell you that the word hadras is to be taken literally. The phrase would then mean that one should adorn himself in preparation for prayer. Kiha the Rabbi Yehuda, such as the practice of Rabbi Yehuda, have a mitzayin nafshe v'hadar metali, who would distinguish himself by donning his finest attire and then pray. The Gemara offers a final source. Ella rather, Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak mehacha. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak said it is derived from here. Ivdu es Hashem b'yira v'gilu barada. Serve Hashem with awe and rejoice with trepidation. Having derived the Mishnah's rule, the Gemara interjects an explanation of the second part of that verse. My Vigilu Barada, what is meant by and rejoice with trepidation? Rav Adabar Masna Amarabba. Rav Adabar Masna said in the name of Rabbah, Bimkom Gilo Shamtahe Rada. In the place where there is rejoicing, there should also be trepidation. The Gemara recounts several incidents that relate to the theme of mingling joyousness with trepidation. Abaya Hava Yosef Kamed Rabba. Abaya was sitting before Rabba. Chazi Dahava Kabadach Tuva. Rabba noticed that Abaya was excessively cheerful. Amar Vigilu Berachosh. Rabba said, it is written, and rejoiced with trepidation. Amalei, Abaya said to him, Ana tefillin menachna. I am wearing tefillin. A second similar incident, Rabbi Yirmiyah have Yosef Kamed Reb Zera. Rabbi Yirmiyah was sitting before Reb Zera. Chazi Dahava Kabadach Tuva. Reb Zera observed that Reb Yirmiyah was excessively cheerful. Amalei b'chol etzav yeh motzuksiv. Reb Zera said to him, it is written, in all sorrow there is profit. Amalei anot tefillin menachna. Reb Yirmiyah responded, I am wearing tefillin. The Gemara recounts other incidents involving the tempering of gaiety with seriousness. Marbarei de Ravina avad hilula levrei. Mar, the son of Ravina, made a wedding feast for his son. Chazanu l'Rabbana dahava kavod ketuva. He observed that the rabbis were excessively cheerful. We're on Lamed Aleph Amud Aleph, 31a1. It koso demokra bas arba mo'azuzi. So he brought a precious glass cup worth 400 zuz, udvar kamayu, and broke it in their presence, va'atzivu, and they were saddened. A similar incident, Rav Ashi avad hilula livrei. Rashi made a wedding feast for his son. Chazanu l'Rabbana dahava kavod ketuva. He observed that the rabbis were excessively cheerful. And so he brought a cup of white glass and broke it in their presence. And they were saddened. I'm wondering what this saying. In the last few pages, we were talking specifically at a wedding that you should be, bringing joy to the chatan and kala. So I'm surprised that. I'm wondering what the specifics of this are. Why they're trying to ruin the party. They're happy and these rabbis are bringing expensive items to break it in front of them to subdue the cheerfulness. So let's look. I'm going to look at
to prove that you can simultaneously have joy on one side and awe on the other side, trepidation, and both can exist at the same time.
But here it's saying that they were saddened, so it's not trepidation.
Sad, but they're in a wedding, so they're both emotions are being. Continue.
Let's look at. I'm going to look at the notes here, 1 and 2, that's on this topic, and let's see what the explanations are. Mar, the son of Ravina, feared that their excessive joy could lead to frivolity. Meiri. He therefore saddened them by breaking a valuable glass. Our translation of Kasa de Morkra follows Rashi above 28a. Devrei Amaskal Kasa de Morkra. Although Rashi here seems to translate a cup of white glass, this comment actually belongs on the phrase Kasa de Zugiso Chivarto, which appeared in the next incident recounted in the Gemara Anaf, Yosef, and Rashash. Why did he select a glass for this purpose? Marsha explains that a human being can be compared to a glass. Both are valuable vessels that are created out of sand. The irreparable damage to the glass therefore suggests the possibility of human mortality. Tzlach. Although it is prohibited to destroy useful objects, baltashkas, the prohibition does not apply where the destruction is purposeful, as in this case, where Mar, the son of Ravina's goal was to check the guest's levity. Note 2. Tosos cite our Gemara as a source for the custom to break a glass during the wedding ceremony. Ramah, however, or Chaim's 560, chapter 560, verse 2, and even Even Ezra 65, verse 3, states that this is done as a sign of mourning for the temple. See also Hagahos Rebitalo Ronsberg. So I guess this might be the source why we break the glass today. This is the origins for that.
Well, yeah, I heard that before. I mean, for the mourning for the destruction of the temple.
Yeah, right.
But why they would do that when you
Well,
at a joyful event? That's what you were exploring.
Well, I was Not so much at the tradition at the chuppah, because I've heard the explanation to remember. Like, also there's a lot of tradition about wearing a white kittel, like at the wedding. So it's also like to remember you at the highest happiness that there's mortality as well.
But maybe breaking that glass at the wedding is the same thing. Remembering the destruction of the temple. Traditionally, people aren't sad when this happens. Mazel tov.
Right.
And it doesn't really relate
It signifies.
No, yeah, it signifies the end to ready to say Mazel. The meaning got a little bit watered down later
Maybe
on.
this is why the two elements were broken here for the same thing.
Right.
Or similar.
Yeah, it seems like
This was much earlier in time.
Right.
So maybe that's what created the tradition.
Right. It seems like that's what some of the sources that quote the tradition are basing it on this.
Yeah.
So this is to some the source for that tradition. Okay. The Gemara recounts a related incident. The rabbi said to Rav Hamnuna Zuti during the wedding feast of Mar, the son of Ravina, Lishri Lan's Mar. Let the master sing for us. Amalahu, he said to them, Vailan the Misnan, Vailan the Misnan. Woe to us that we are destined to die, woe to us that we are destined to die. Amalei, they said to him, Anan ma nane basrach. How are we to respond after you? What is the proper refrain? Amalahu, he answered, say, Hey Torah v'hei mitzvah, the magnu alan. Where is the Torah that we have studied, and where are the mitzvahs that we have performed that can protect us from the heavenly judgment? A related teaching. Amar Reb Yochanan Mishum Reb Shimon ben Yochai. Reb Yochanan reported in the name of Reb Shimon ben Yochai. It is forbidden for a person to fill his mouth with laughter in this world. Shenamar, for it is stated, then will our mouth be filled with laughter and our tongue with glad song. Amosai, when will it be appropriate to laugh heartily? Bizman, at the time that they will declare among the nations, Hashem has done greatly with these. The Gemara relates the reaction of another Amor to Rabbi Yochanan's teaching. Al Reish Lakish. They said of Reish Lakish, that all of his days he did not fill his mouth with laughter in this world. From the time that he heard this dictum from Rabbi Yochanan, his teacher, the Gemara resumes its discussion of the proper preparation for prayer. Tana Rabbanan, the rabbis taught in Hebraisa, one should not rise to pray neither amidst the mental turmoil of having just judged a lawsuit, nor amidst the cognitive agitation resulting from having just studied an intricate matter of law. Elamitoch, halacha psuka, but rather amidst the mental calm that follows the study of a clear-cut law. The Gemara inquires, Vahechi dami halacha psuka, and what is an example of clear-cut law? Several Amoraim provide examples. Amar Abaya said, Kihad Reb Zera, such as that of Reb Zera. The Amar Reb Zera, for Reb Zera said, B'nos Yisrael echmiru al atzmon, Jewish women have accepted upon themselves the stringency, Shalfilu ro'os tipas dam kachardal, that even if they see a drop of menstrual blood the size of a mustard seed, 31a2, Yoshvos aleh shivan nekiyim, they wait 7 days because of it before purifying themselves in a mikvah. Another example of a clear-cut law, Rav Amar, Kihad Rav Hoshaya, such as that of Rav Hoshaya, the Amar Rav Hoshaya, for Rav Hoshaya said, Marim Adam al Tuvaso, a person may be crafty with his grain, Umachniso b'mot shalah, and bring it into his house in its chaff, Kedei shetehei behemto ochalos, so that his animal should be able to eat it, Upturim min hamatzah, and it should be exempt from the tithing requirement. A third example, Vibo Sable, or if you prefer to say, Kihar the Rav Huna, a law such as that of Rav Huna, Damar Rav Huna Amar Rav Zeira. For Rav Huna said in the name of Rav Zeira, Hamakiz dam bivhemas kadashim, one who lets blood from a sanctified animal. Asubana, that blood is forbidden for a benefit, Umualinbo, and the prohibition against Me'ilah applies to it. The Gemara cites the approaches of various sages in their preparation for prayer. Rabbanan Avdei Kimas Nisan. The rabbis acted in accordance with our Mishnah, which requires only that one rise to pray amid an attitude of reverence. Rav Ashi Avid Kivoraisa. while Rav Ashi acted in accordance with the Brisa, taking care to also study a clear-cut law prior to praying. The Gemara cites yet another Brisa regarding the proper preparation for prayer. Torah Rabbanan, the rabbis taught in their Brisa, in only spalo, one should not rise to pray, the Shemona Esrei, lo mitoch atzvus, neither amidst the state of sorrow, lo mitoch atzvus, nor amidst of slothfulness, lo mitoch tzchok, nor amidst laughter, lo mitoch sicha, nor amidst ridiculing chatter, lo mitoch kalos rosh, nor amidst lightheartedness, nor amidst idle words, but rather amidst the joy associated with a mitzvah. The Brisa continues with a parallel halacha. Likewise, a man should not take leave from his friend, neither amidst chatter, nor amidst laughter, nor amidst lightheartedness. 31a3. Nor amidst idle words, but rather amidst discussion of a matter of halacha. For those we find with early prophets, that they concluded their words, i.e. their works, with words of praise and consolation. The Gemara cites another brisa that reinforces the halacha with regard to the proper manner to take leave of a friend. V'chein Tana Mari bar Brei de Rav Huna Brei de Reb Yirmiyah Baraba. Likewise, Mari, the son of the son of Rav Huna, the son of Reb Yirmiyah Baraba, taught a brisa. A person should not take leave of his friend except amid discussion of a matter of halacha. For by doing this, he will remember him. The Gemara provides an example. He heard of Kahana al-Levei l'Rav Shimi Berachosh mipum Nahara ad Bei Sinasa de Bava. Such as the case of Rav Kahana, who escorted Rav Shimi Berachosh from Pum Nahara till Beit Sinisa in Babylonia. Kimata, thanks.
Hasta mañana. See you good morning.
Sure. Inshallah should have an aliyah. Mata lahasam amalei. When they arrived there, Rav Kahana said to him, Mar vadei the Amrei Inchi, Master, it is true that people say that Hani Tzinisa de Bavel Isnu Me'adam Harishon Ba'atashta. These Babylonian palm trees have existed from the time of Adam the first until now. Amalei, Rav Shimi Berachosh responded, Ada Adekarton Milsa de Rav Yossi Barabi Chanina. You have reminded me of a statement of Rav Yossi, the son of Rav Chanina. The Amar Rav Yossi Rav Chanina, for Rav Yossi, the son of Rav Chanina, said, My desiv, what is the meaning of that which is written? Be'eretz ashalo avar ba'ish v'lo yashav adam sham. In a land through which no person passed and where no man Adam had settled. Now, since no one passed through the land, how could anyone have settled there? Rather, the verse comes to teach you, any land that Adam the first decreed for settlement was subsequently settled. And any land that Adam the first man did not decree for settlement was not settled. Rav Mordechai Alvieh Rav Shimi Berachosh Mihagronia Vad Bei Kipi. Rav Mordechai accompanied Rav Shimi Berachosh from Hagronia until Bei Kipi. Amalei v'amrei la ad Bei Dura, or as others have it, until Bei Dura. Any questions, comments?
No,
Okay.
listen.
Okay. The Gemara reverts to its discussions of the attitudes appropriate to prayer. Tana Rabbanan, the rabbis taught in the Brisa, Hamispal tzarach shechaven es libo l'shamayim. One who prays must direct his thoughts towards heaven. Abba Shaul says, similar davar, an indication of the correctness of this matter is the verse 31a4. Tachin libam takshivas necha. Direct their heart, let your ear attend. If their hearts are directed to you, then your ear will attend their pleas. The Gemara refines the concept of proper intent during prayer by citing the practice of one particular sage. Tanya, it was taught in the Brisa, Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda said, Kach haya minhago shel Rabbi Akiva. This was the custom of Rabbi Akiva. K'shahaya mispalel in tzibur. When he would pray together with the congregation, haya mekatzer va'olah. He would shorten his prayer and finish, i.e., he would be brief. Mipnei torach tzibur, because of the burden that would otherwise be placed upon the congregation where they were to wait until he completed a lengthier service. U'kushahayim ispal beinu levein atzmo, and when he would pray by himself. Adam anichem bezavius zol umotzo bezavius hacheres. A person would leave him standing in this corner and find him upon the completion of his prayer in another corner. V'chol kach lama, and why was he propelled to that extent? Krios v'shtachavois, because of the bowings and the prostrations in which he engaged while praying. The Gemara relates a series of laws regarding the proper place, time, and manner of praying. Amar Reb Chia Barabba said, L'olam yispal adam b'vayis sheyesh bo chalonos. A person should always pray in a house possessing windows. Shenamar, for it says, V'chavin psichon lei, and he had windows open in his upper story facing Jerusalem. And 3 times a day, he fell to his knees and prayed. The Gemara cites a brisa. Yochel yispal adam kol hayom kulo. It might be thought that a person may pray as frequently as he chooses over the course of the entire day. From Meforish al Yidei Daniel, it has already been clarified otherwise through Daniel. The Zimnan Plasa, and 3 times a day he fell to his knees and prayed. Yochel mishabah lagola huchala. It might be thought that Daniel's practice of praying commenced when he went into exile. Kvar Namar, it has already been stated otherwise. Dihava avet min kadmas dina, as he used to do before this. Yochel yispal adam l'chol ruach sheyirteh. It might be thought that a person may pray towards whichever direction he desired. Talmud Lomar, Scripture therefore teaches neged Yerushalayim, facing Jerusalem. Yochel yehei chololon. It might be thought that one may assemble the 3 prayers together and recite them all at one time. It was already been clarified otherwise through David. Yasif, for it is written, evening, morning, and afternoon, I supplicate and moan. 31a5. It might be thought that one should make his voice heard during his prayer. For Meforish al Yidei Chana, it has already been clarified otherwise through Hannah. Shenamar, for it is written, V'kol lo yishamea, but her voice was not heard. Yochel yishal adam tzrocha v'achakach yispal. It might be thought that a person should first petition God for the satisfaction of his needs by reciting the middle 13 blessings of Shemona Esrei, and afterward he should pray the first 3 blessings, which contain the words of praise of God. For Meforish al Yidei Shlomo, it has already been clarified otherwise through Solomon. Shenemar, for it is stated, L'shmoa el arina ve'el atfilah, to hearken to the song Rina and to the prayer Tfilah. Rina zu Tfilah, the term Rina, song, means Tfilah, words of praise to God. Tfilah zu bakasha, the term Tfilah, prayer, means supplication. Petitioning God for one's needs. First one should praise God, and then he should petition him for his needs. The Brisa concludes, Ein Omer Dvar Bakasha Acher Emes V'Yatzav. One may not recite a supplication after the blessing of Emes V'Yatzav, true and certain, before beginning the Shemona Esrei. However, after the prayer of Shemona Esrei, Afilu Keseder Vidu Shel Yom HaKippurim Omer, he may recite supplications even as lengthy as the order of the Yom Kippur confession. The Gemara cites a similar law from an Amora. Itmar Nami, it has also been said, Amar Rav Chia Barashi Amar Rav. Rav Chia Barashi said in the name of Rav, Afapisha Amru Shoal Adam Tzracha B'Shomei Tfilah. Even though they said that a person may petition for the satisfaction of his needs during the blessing of who hears prayer, Amar Ba Lomar Acher. Tfilaso Afilu Keseder Shel Yom HaKippurim Omer, if he wishes to recite after completing his Shemona Esrei prayer or supplication, even as lengthy as the order of Yom Kippur, he might recite them. The Gemara now proceeds to selectively analyze the verses that describe Hannah's prayer and the resulting conversation with Eli HaKohen, a phrase of which was quoted above for their halachic implication. Amar Rav Amnuna said, Kama hilchasa gav ravasa, ikol lemishma mahane kroi dechana. How many important laws can be learned from these verses relating to Hannah. Now Hannah, she was speaking in her heart. From here we learn that one who prays must direct his heart towards God. Only her lips move. From here we derive that one who prays must pronounce the words with his lips. But her voice was not heard. From here we derive that it is forbidden to raise one's voice during his prayers. So Eli thought her a drunkard. From here we derive that a drunkard is not permitted to pray. The Gemara continues with the interpretations of the passage regarding Hannah by other Amoraim, some of which are halachic in nature, while others are agadic. Vayomer Elea Eli ad Mosai tish takorid, and Eli said to her, "How long will you be drunk?" Amar Rabbi Eliezer said, "Mikan l'ro b'chaveru." From here we learn that one who observes in his friend, Lamed Aleph Amud Beis 31b1. Davar she'eino hagun tzarich lo chicho. Something improper is obligated to reprove him. Hannah responded to Eli's accusation. Vatan Chana v'tomer lo Adoni. And Hannah answered and said, No, my master. Amar Ula v'temer Rabbi Yossi Rabbi Chanina. Ula said, and some say it was Rabbi Yossi the son of Rabbi Chanina. Amar lei. She said to him, Lo Adonata b'davar zeh. You are not a master in this matter. V'lo ruach hakodesh shor alecha. And the divine spirit does not rest upon you. Shata choshdani b'davar zeh. That you suspect me of this thing, i.e. praying while intoxicated. A second version of Hannah's response, Ika de Amri, Hachi Amra Le. There are those who say that thus she said to him, Lo Adonata, are you not a master? Lav Ika Shechina v'ruach hakodesh kabach. Is not the Shechina and the divine spirit with you? Shedantani lekaf chovo lo dantani lekaf chos. That you judge me unfavorably and did not judge me favorably. Mi lo yodata the isha kshas ruach anochi. Did you not know that I am a woman of a grieved spirit? Rebbe Lazar continues his exposition of the verses. V'yayin v'shechelo shosisi, and I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink. Amar Rebbe Lazar said, Mikal nechshad b'davar she'in bo shetzarech lo dio. From here we learn concerning someone who is suspected of something of which he is innocent, that he should inform his accuser of this fact, in order to clear himself. Al titin as amaschal lifnei bas blial. Take not your maidservant to be a base woman. Amar Rebbe Lazar said, From here we learn concerning a drunkard who prays that it is as if he worships idol. Siv hachal lifnei bas blial is written here to be a bas blial. Siv hasam, and it is written elsewhere, Yotzu anashim b'nei blial mikibecha. Lawless men have emerged from your midst, saying, Let us go and worship the gods of others. Malahalan avodah zarah, afkan avodah zarah. Just as there in the latter verse, the expression b'nei blial is an indication of idol worship, so here in the earlier verse there is an indication of idol worship. Eli accepts Hannah's explanation. V'yan Eli v'yomer l'chi l'shalom. And Eli answered and said, Go in peace. From here we learn that one who suspects his friend of something he has not committed is required to placate him. And not only that, but he must bless him. For it is stated that Eli concluded, and may the God of Israel grant your request. The Gemara interprets Hannah's prayer. 31b2. Vatido neder vatomer Hashem tzvos. And she made a vow and said, Hashem, Master of Legions. Amar Rabbi Elazar miyom shabara HaKadosh Baruch Hu esalama. Rabbi Elazar said, from the day that the Holy One, blessed as He, created His universe, Lo hoya adam shekro HaKadosh Baruch Hu tzvos ad shabos achana ukra tu tzvos. And there was no man who called the Holy One, blessed as He, Master of Legions, until Hannah arrived and called him Master of Legions. What did she intend with this form of address? Hannah said before the Holy One, blessed is He, Ribono Shalom, Master of the universe. Mikol tzvoi tzvo shabarasa balamecha kasha beinecha shetitin li beinechad. From all the legions upon legions of creatures that you have created in your universe, is it difficult in your eyes to grant me one son? The Gemara comments, Mashal Lamar David Omer, by way of an analogy, to what is the matter comparable? To a king of flesh and blood who made a feast for his servants. A poor person came and stood by the door. He said to them, give me one piece of bread. But they paid him no heed. He pushed his way in and entered until he was in the proximity of the king. He said to the king, my lord the king, out of the entire feast that you have made, is it difficult in your eyes to give me one piece of bread? Hannah's prayer continues, Imro Tira, if you take note of the suffering of your maidservant, why the repetitive phrase Ra'o Sireh? Amar Rabbi Lazar, said Rabbi Lazar, Hannah said before the Holy One, blessed is He, Ribono Shalom, Master of the universe. Imro Mutov, if you take note of my suffering, grant me a child. Fine. V'im lav tira, but if not, then you will take note. I will take steps to force that outcome. Elef v'estater b'fnei Elkanah bali. I will go and seclude myself with another man in front of my husband Elkanah, provoking him into suspecting me of infidelity and warning me against secluding myself with that man again. V'chevan d'mistatarna mashkule meisota, and when I again seclude myself with him in the presence of two witnesses, they will give me to drink the water of the sota. V'yata also taraskal plaster, and surely you will not belie your Torah. Shenamar, for in the Torah it is stated, with regard to an innocent woman who drinks the waters of the sota, v'niksa v'nizra zera, then she shall be proven innocent, and she shall bear seed. The Gemara challenges this interpretation. It is well according to the one who says that the verse regarding an innocent woman means that if she was barren, she will be remembered and she will bear a child for them. Fine. The interpretation of Hannah's reiteration stands. However, according to the one who says that the verse means that if she was accustomed to give birth with difficulty, she will give birth with ease. If she was wont to give birth to females, she will bear males. If swarthy ones, she will bear fair ones. If short ones, she will bear tall ones. What is there to say? How are we to interpret Hannah's repetitive phrasing? The Gemara cites the controversy just alluded to. The Tanya, for it was taught in a brisa, v'niksov and Israel zara. Then she shall be proven innocent, and she shall bear seed. This teaches that if she was barren, she will be remembered and will bear a child. Divrei Rabbi Yishmael. These are the words of Rabbi Yishmael. Amala Rabbi Kiva said to him, Imkain, if so, i.e., if there is truly a commitment in the Torah that such a woman will bear children, then Yelchu Kolai Akoros Kulon V'Yistatru. All barren women will go and seclude themselves in a manner that will enable them to drink the salt waters. V'zo Shalo Kilkola Nifkedes, and the one who did not sin will be remembered and bear a child. El Malamid She'im Hosa Yoledus B'tzar Yoledus B'revach. Rather, the verse teaches that if she was accustomed to give birth with difficulty, she will give birth with ease. Tzaram Yoledus Arukim, if she was wont to bear short children, she will bear tall ones. Shchom Yoledus Lavanim, if swarthy ones, she will bear fair ones. Echad Yoledus Shnaim, if one child at a time, she will bear two. 31b3. Having established that not all agree that the drinking of the sota waters by an innocent woman will result in her bearing children, the Gemara returns to its question. Mayim roa tira. What accounts for the repetitive language im roa tira? According to Rebbe Kiva, the Gemara responds, Dibra Torah kolshon b'nei Adam. The Torah spoke according to the language of men. The Gemara continues with its interpretation of the verse. Ba'ani amasecha lo tishkas Lo tishkach es hamasecha v'nasata lamascha. Of the suffering of your maidservant, do not forget your maidservant, and give your maidservant. Amar Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Chanina, said Rabbi Yossi, the son of Rabbi Chanina, Shalosh hamatzos halalu lama. Why this threefold repetition of the term maidservant? Amar Chan l'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hannah said before the Holy One, blessed is He, Ribono shel Olam, Master of the universe. Shlosha bitkei miso barasa b'isha. 3 inspectors of death have you created in regard to a woman. V'amrei la, and as others say it, Shlosha divkei miso, 3 bonds of death, ve'elu ein nida v'chala v'adlakas haner. And these are they, nida, chala, and the kindling of the Sabbath light. Klum avarti alachas mehen, have I ever violated one of them? The Gemara continues the examination of the verse. V'nasata la'amascha zera anashim, and give your maidservant male offspring. My zera anashim, what is meant by the phrase male offspring? Several interpretations are offered. Amar Rav said, Gavra beguvrin, a man among men. Another interpretation, Ushmuel Amar, and Samuel said, Zera shemoshech shnei anashim, an offspring who anoints 2 men as kings. Uman inun, and who are they? Shaul v'David, Saul and David. A third interpretation, Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Rabbi Yochanan said, Zera sheshakol kashnei anashim, an offspring who is the equal of 2 men. Uman inun, and who are they? Moshe v'Aaron, Moses and Aaron. Shenemar, as it is stated, Moshe v'Aaron b'Chohana v'Shmuel b'Korah Shemo. Moses and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel among those who invoke his name. A fourth interpretation, Rabbanan Amri, and the rabbis say, Zera Anashim, male offspring, means Zera Shamuvlo ben Anashim, offspring that is absorbed, i.e. conspicuous among people. The Gemara elaborates on this last interpretation. Ki also Rav Dimi Amar, when Rav Dimi came from Eretz Yisrael, he said in an explanation, Lo orach v'lo gutz, neither tall nor short, v'lo katam v'lo alam, neither thin nor stocky, v'lo tzachor v'lo gichor, neither pallid nor ruddy, v'lo chacham v'lo tipesh, neither brilliant nor foolish. Okay. Any questions?
I was trying, first of all, the very interesting statement before was coming off the thing. I was trying to see why they were bringing in the whole argument of the Sota after the arguments of you should have joy, simcha, and trepidation as well. And I was trying to relate why it was in. I'm still not putting it together, but it's just interesting enough. The antidote of a sota, of drinking the waters of a sota, if a woman needs to give birth and she's having difficulty giving birth, she can use this tactic of getting her secluded in something just to get her accused of it, and she's doing it just to get bersi. I wonder in history if
people try
if that has occurred. Very interesting antidote.
It's probably not a good idea to encourage it, because then it could lead to sin, right? So we don't want to teach that as a way out. And she was desperate because I guess she'd been barren for quite a while. I'm not sure for how long. I'm not sure if people. I think somebody who's barren is probably a lot more desperate than somebody who has pain during childbirth. But that is. It seems like there is the potential to use it as to manipulate the system for benefit. But I guess to a certain extent, it's not the sin of, if they didn't sin, then it's not liable for death. But I guess secluding is already somewhat of a sin. And it's a step leading towards sin. So it's for sure not going to be encouraged and taught as a way to manipulate the system. But yeah, it has that potential.
Interesting.
For sure. Hannah's prayer and Eli's blessings were fulfilled. Hannah returned home and gave birth to Samuel. The Gemara's exegesis resumes at the point that the scriptural text relates Hannah's interchange with Eli. upon her return to the tabernacle in Shiloh. Ani Isha Nitzevesh Imcho Boseh. I am the woman who stood with you here praying to Hashem. Amar Rabbi Shua ben Levi. Rabbi Shua ben Levi said, Mikan Sha'asu Leisha Betoch Arba Amos Shel Tefillah. From here we derive that it is prohibited to sit within 4 amos of one who is engaged in prayer.
Within 4 amos of one that's engaged in prayer? Amos is how far?
I'm trying to see if the notes here have
Amos.
the modern, the conversion to our measurements that we use now.
Amos is what, a hand distance?
No, that's a tefach. So that's a tefach, which is about 6 inches, I think. Amma is probably, might be 4 of those, so it might be 2 feet per amma, but I don't remember exactly.
I mean, I know there was an 18-inch measurement, but 4 amos, that's 4.
Because this is a measurement that's used for many
that's
things.
72 inches. That's far. That's 6 feet. That would be. You can't be within 6 feet of somebody praying. That's pretty far. It should be small. Almost has to be smaller than 18 inches.
Okay, so the notes say that that's if somebody is not praying. If he is praying, saying the Shema and other blessings, he may sit. So that's, but here they're not given the specifics of the measurement. But that's a measurement that we're going to be coming across quite often. It's a very common measurement. So I'm sure at some point we'll have a conversion thing
That'll
here.
be nice.
Hannah continued. We're at the top of 31b4. Hannah continued, Elanar hazeh spalalti. For this child did I pray. What did Hannah mean by emphasizing this child? Amar Rabbi Elazar, said Rabbi Elazar, Shmuel mora alach lifnei Rabbi Hoya. Samuel was guilty of having rendered a legal decision in the presence of his teacher. Shenamar, for it states, V'yishchatu es hapar v'yaviu es hanar leili. And they slaughtered the bull and brought the child to Eli. Now the question arises, Mishum v'yishchatu es hapar haviu hanar leili. Because they slaughtered the bull, they brought the child to Eli. Wherein lies the connection? Ella, rather, the following incident transpired. Amalahan Eli. Eli said to them, Kiru kon lesi v'lishchot. Summon a Kohen and let him come and slaughter the sacrifices. Chazanu Shmuel dahavu mahadre basar kohen l'mishchat. Samuel saw them going about after a Kohen to perform the slaughter. Amalahu, he said to them, Lama l'chu la'adure basar kohen l'mishchat. Why do you go about after a Kohen to slaughter? Shchita bazar kshera. Slaughter of a sacrificial animal by a non-Kohen is valid. They brought the child before Eli. Amalei minolacha. Eli said to him, From where is this matter that a non-Kohen is valid for slaughtering known to you? Amalei. He said to Eli, Miksiv v'shachat Kohen. Is it written, and the Kohen shall slaughter? V'krivua kohanim siv, and the Kohanim shall bring near, is what is written. This implies that mikabala ve'elech mitzvahs kohuna. From the receiving of the blood and onward is the commandment of the kahuna, i.e., is required to be carried out by Kohanim. Mikan l'shchita sheksher bazar. From here we derive that the slaughter of the offering which precedes the receiving of the blood is valid even when performed by a non-Kohen. Amalei Eli said to him, Meimer shapar ka'amar. You have spoken well. The law is indeed as you say. Mi'u mor alacha b'fnei rabachat. Nevertheless, you have rendered a legal decision in the presence of your teacher. And anyone who renders a legal decision in the presence of its teacher is liable to death. Overhearing this exchange, Hannah approached and cried out before Eli, I am the woman who stood with you here. Recall how fervently I prayed for a child, forgive his sin, and do not take him away from me. Eli responded to her, Shifki de'ensha, allow me to punish him, i.e. not to pardon him, which would spare him from punishment. Uve'ena rachmi v'yav lach rabba mineh. And I will beseech God for mercy, and he will grant you a son who is greater than this one. Amalei, she said to him, Elanar hazeh espalalti, for this child did I pray. The Gemara reverts to an exposition of the verses that relate to Hannah's original prayer. Now Hannah, she was speaking upon her heart. Amar Rabbi Elazar Mishum Rabbi Yossi ben Zimra. Rabbi Elazar related in the name of Rabbi Yossi ben Zimra. Al Iske Liba, Hannah's plea made reference to to matters that were physically upon her heart. Amar Lafanav, she said before him, Ribono Shalala, Master of the universe, Kol Ma Shebarasa Be'isha Lo Barasa Davar Echad Levatala. Of all that you created in a woman, you did not create a single thing for naught. Einayim Liros, you created eyes to see, Vaznayim Lishma, and ears to hear. Chotem La'ariach, a nose to smell. Pel Adaber, Yodayim Lasos Behem Malacham, a mouth to speak, hands with which to do work. Raglayim Lahalich Bahen, feet with which to walk. Dadim Lahanik Bahen, and breasts with which to nurse. 31b5. Dadim Alolu Shanasata Alibi Lama, these breasts that you have placed upon my heart, what are they for? Lo Lahanik Bahen, are they not to nurse with? Tenli Bain Ve'anik Bahen, grant me a child that I may nurse with them. Having cited a homily by Rabbi Elazar in the name of Rabbi Yossi ben Zimra, the Gemara quotes another unrelated teaching by these same Amoraim. V'amar Rabbi Elazar Mishum Rabbi Yossi ben Zimra. And Rabbi Elazar related in the name of Rabbi Yossi ben Zimra. Kol hayoshev b'tanis b'Shabbos. Whoever engages in fasting on the Sabbath, koron lo gzar dino shel shivim shana. They, the heavenly tribunal, annul on his behalf a decree of 70 years of evil. V'afal pikein, nevertheless, despite this meritoriousness of his deed, chozren v'nifron mimenu din oneg Shabbos. They return an exact punishment from him for the offense of neglecting to delight in the Sabbath. My takante, what is this rectification? I.e., how can he make amends for this sin? Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak said, Leisif tanisa l'tanisa. He should observe an additional fast on the following day to atone for his fast on the Sabbath. The Gemara returns to its exposition of Hannah's prayer. B'amar Rav Elazar, and Rav Elazar said, Chana heiticha dvarim kalapi mala. Hannah flung words upward towards heaven. Shenema, as it is stated, v'tispal al Hashem, and she prayed against Hashem. This teaches that she flung words upward towards heaven without proper respect. The Gemara cites another who flung words. Rabbi Elazar, and Rabbi Elazar said, Elijah flung words upward toward heaven. Shenema, as it is stated, and you have turned their hearts backwards. You allowed them room to turn away from you, i.e., it was within your power to direct their hearts to you. The Gemara continues. Reb Shmuel bar Rabbi Yitzchak said, from where do we derive that the Holy One, blessed is He, returned and concurred with Elijah? So we'll see the answer in the next segment and when we learn Daf Lamed Days, page 32. Thank you for joining me. Please remember to subscribe, share, and like. I'll see you next time. That is the end of page 31, Daf Lamed Aleph.